Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Hinintay ko po yung mga notes ko but while the notes are coming in, I will follow up the answers for the last questions that we left out during the last hearing, Mr. Chair. I remember in the last hearing, because 43 million was already paid from what appeared to be the final amount allowed by COA in reference to the special audit made by the former COA chairman Pulido Tan. Of the 82 million that remained, that was assumed to be allowed by the COA, 43 million appeared to have been paid, Mr. Chair, and we asked at that time who were the persons responsible in paying the 43 million. I believe, Mr. Chair, because there were several persons determined to be liable under the notices of disallowance, we also asked the COA at the time to please identify those persons and who from those persons paid the 43 million, or whether or not some of them contributed, if not all of them did. So, yun po yung naiwan na isa sa mga tanong, Mr. Chair. Is COA now in a position to answer the committee, sir?
Before the COA answers the query of the Honorable Marcoleta, let me acknowledge the presence of the Honorable Johnny Pimentel, Second District Secretary. So, thank you, sir, for coming. Now, COA, is COA around? Please answer the query of the Honorable Marcoleta.
Good afternoon, Your Honors. I am Attorney Alexander Juliano, Assistant Commissioner, overseeing the Special Services sector of the Commission. Mr. Chair, regarding the query of the Honorable Marcoleta, we have here copies of official receipts representing refund of 43,367,313.79 notice of disallowances issued by the special audit team. And under these documents, the payer is Teddy C. Tumang et al. And we have all the official receipt constituting this 43 million are with us, Your Honors.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to ask if only Mayor Tumang was the one who paid, or he was assisted by the others, because it is Mayor Tumang et al. We would like to know how much, if any, did the others contribute to the payment of that 43 million plus amount, Mr. Chair.
Before the COA answers the query, the follow-up query of Honorable Marcoleta, let me acknowledge and thanks the presence of our Secretary General, Reginald Velasco. Thank you, Secretary, for coming. Please proceed, COA.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Based on our records, the payer is Mr. Teddy C. Tumang et al. And we have no personal knowledge who among those persons liable actually paid this, because this was paid before the collecting officer, municipal treasurer Anita A. Lagman, and we are not present. We were not present during the time that these were paid to the municipality. Thank you.
And did you further verify, attorney, whether that payment really went through the books of the municipality, such that the amount has been included in an appropriation where it was utilized thereafter? Meaning to say, I'm asking whether or not it was recorded fully and accurately or actually paid. Kung talagang the books were examined, it's not just a case of, let's say, acknowledging the receipt that something is paid, but it was not actually reflected in the books of the municipality. If that is the case, then COA, I would say, stop where they should have also looked into that particular transaction.
COA, please answer the query.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We requested the Regional Director of Region 3, Director Omar Roque, to provide us the bank statement to verify if indeed those payments were deposited in the account of the municipality of Mexico. We have here, sir, a copy which is not yet certified by the appropriate official of Mexico. It appears here that the 43 million was deposited in the account of Mexico. At DBP, I think San Fernando branch, because this is not a very legible copy of the deposit slip.
Mr. Chair, maybe the treasurer of the municipality should confirm to us whether, well, the amount was deposited. That's one thing. But whether or not that amount was included in the appropriation of the municipality is another. Because it happens that it could be credited and then the next day it could be debited. And it will just go away. So we're trying to determine with definiteness whether that payment really went through the appropriation funds of the municipality, because that's very important. Anybody, Mr. Chair, will be in a position to tell us that the money was really paid and it commingled with the appropriation amount for a certain year. Para malinaw lang. Madam Treasurer, nagbayad pala si Mayor sa kas, sabi niya. Ito ba yun?
Yes. Hindi.
Yes, Your Honor.
Nagbayad si Mayor ng kas, di ba? Sinabi niya ngayon.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, in those instances when he paid in installments, kasi parang 4 na beses yata, 5 beses, merong 32 centavos, merong 88 centavos. So may dala-dala siya up to the last centavo?
Yes, Your Honor.
Really?
Yes, Your Honor.
Let's say 11,788 pesos and 88 centavos. Dala-dala niya pati 88 centavos?
Your Honor, I was only basing on the receipts I have right
Yun na nga
here.
Sinabi niya nagbayad sa in cash. Isipin mo, merong payment dyan 32 centavos. So, talaga ba? Pati yung 32 centavos, dala-dala, binilang mo, talagang...
Yes, Your Honor. If that the case po, usually po binibigyan naman sila ng sukle if ever po.
With the indulgence of the Honorable Marcoleta, before we proceed, let me acknowledge the presence of our Vice Chairperson, the Honorable Jervil Luestro of the 2nd District of Batangas. Thank you for coming, Vice. Please proceed.
Mr. Chair, in the last hearing, we started with the 149 million disallowed under the special audit during the time of Mrs. Polidutan. And then eventually, the amount was reduced to 82 million plus based on the report of the regional director of COA during the time of the new dispensation, Commissioner Gamaliel Cordova. So there is a balance of 66 million pesos. At that time, Mr. Chair, we were asking what happened to the 66 million pesos. We were trying to get an explanation from the COA representative last time, but they were unable to do so. Mr. Chair, will they be able to explain now what happened to the 66 million pesos difference? Was it finally allowed? Or there is still doubt behind it? Hindi po natin alam kasi. So what is the final assessment of COA? What happened to the 66 million difference?
Honorable Marcoleta, the lone member, the surviving member of that team is here today. Well, in fact, she was present last hearing. Ms. Deborah Arujo, and of course, si Assistant Commissioner Juliano is the supervisor during the time. So maybe you should answer the query of the Honorable Marcoleta. Please proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. The coverage of our audit is a total of 149 million. It was covered by an audit report submitted to the Office of the Ombudsman, reporting all the 143 million transactions. But it was stated in our finding number 4 that the finding was non-submission of proof of posting of invitation to bid. In this case, we did not issue notice of disallowance because we did not fully substantiate the findings in this number 4. Because the non-submission of proof of posting of eligibility, invitation to bid and eligibility could not be conclusive proof that indeed these projects are irregular.
Which means that you finally agreed that the amount disallowed is only 82 million,
Yes.
not 149.
Yes, Your Honor. Yes,
Okay.
for payers, Your Honor.
And then out of the 82 million plus, there was an alleged payment of 43 million plus. There is another difference of 32.9 million pesos. We understand that there were cases filed alongside that amount, but those cases were summarily dismissed by the Sandigan Bayan for inordinate delay. That is on record. As a matter of fact, administratively, 4 or 3 officials of the Mexico municipality were dismissed, except Mayor Tumang, who happened to be saved by the Aguinaldo Doctrine at that time because he was re-elected in office. That was the record. But we are concerned, last time, Mr. Chair, what happens to the 32.9 million? Are we not collecting that? Because that is supposed to be the difference between the paid amount and the unpaid from the total of 82 point something million pesos. What happened to the 32.9 or 39.2 something million pesos?
COA, please. Proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The commission proper affirmed the notice of disallowance, but the Mayor Tumang and the other persons liable filed a motion for reconsideration of the COA decision, affirming the disallowance. And I have here a copy of the status of cases on the appeals of Mayor Teddy Tumang, prepared by the Commission Secretary. And under this report, the appeal was dismissed and
At what level where the appeal was dismissed, attorney? Is it at the commission proper or regional level?
at the Commission proper, Your Honor.
Okay. So the MR, the motion for reconsideration, which is the appeal, was denied by the commission proper.
Yes, Your Honor.
Was there an action taken by the adverse party after that?
Since the report states is that the MR was denied, affirming the notice of disallowance, the case decision is for signature of the Commission proper. They were not yet notified, and under our rules, they can still file an appeal before the Supreme Court.
So that is the status of the case.
Yes, Your Honor.
At the commission proper, the appeal was denied, but there is a reglementary period, Mr. Chair. Do you know if the period to raise it or to elevate it to Supreme Court is still available to them or not?
Under Rule 64, they have 30 days to file a
So when was the
application for certiorari
final appeal?
upon receipt of the decision, but they have not received the decision yet.
Ay, wala pang.
Wala po.
So alam ba nila ngayon, ngayon lang nila nalaman na na-dismiss yung appeal nila? Mayor Tumang, do you know if did you know that your appeal was dismissed by the commission proper?
Your Honor, wala pa po kaming natanggap na
Ayun.
dokumento from COA, kaya hindi po namin alam.
Mr. Chair, last time also we were talking about the absolute deed of sale executed by the municipality of Mexico and the land and the owners of the land, namely Mr. Yang and the spouses Pangilinan. At the time we were able to establish that based on the prevailing market price and the final purchase price, there seems to be a very exorbitant price negotiated by the municipality. There were questions that remain unanswered then. For example, I'd like to ask whether or not the appraisal committee of Mexico Pampanga approved the purchase price of 2,950 per square meter. in the case of the land owned by Mr. Yang. Meron po ba kayong appraisal committee report approving the amount of 2,950 per square meter, considering that the fair market value per parang 18 pesos kasi yung nasa document kasi ay only 182,400 pesos lang, so that's 18 pesos and 24 cents per square meter. I'm asking the appraisal committee, Mr. Chair, kasi alam ko meron pong appraisal committee ang bawat munisipyo, comprising of the municipal engineer, the assessor, the register of deeds, a member of the judiciary, at saka po yung treasurer. Did the appraisal committee approve the amount of 2,950 pesos per square meter in the purchase of the land belonging to Mr. Yang?
We'll answer that query from the Mexico, Pampanga. Mayor Tumang, I answer the query of Honorable Marcoleta.
Your
Please
Honor,
proceed.
ang aming, ang dubos na nakakalam po ang aming municipal assessor.
Nandyan po ba yung ating municipal assessor, Mayor?
Present po, Your Honor.
Can the assessor please reply? Kasi po member kayo ng appraisal committee. Under your
Your Honor, good afternoon po. I am Antonio G. Reyes, Municipal Assessor, and also the Municipal Appraisal Committee Chairman po. Your Honor, yun po kasing 2,950, Your Honor, yung successful po kasi yung negotiation sale, Your Honor. Kasi po yung appraisal committee namin, meron kaming value na 3,000. Mas mababa pa po yung nakuha ng mayor namin dahil sa negotiation sale po, Your Honor. May offer at sa counter offer po sa lot owner yung nangyari po doon, Your Honor.
Hindi po yung tinatanong natin sa magitan ng committee kung nagsumpa na po ba kayo, Mr. Assessor?
Yes po, Your Honor.
Under your present oath, meron po ba kayong sa inyong committee, in-approve po ba ninyo? Kasi yung appraisal committee po talagang nag-approve eh. Hindi po naman ang opisina ng mayor.
Mayroon po, Your Honor, meron po kaming appraisal committee report, value report po.
Na
Your Honor.
pwede po niyong ibahagi sa committee para
Yes po, Your Honor, bibigyan po kayo ng copy ng aming
para lang po ma-prove natin kasi ang palagay namin medyo mataas po. Yun po. Sorry na lang pero parang tingin namin kung titingnan natin yung 18 pesos per square meter ay malayong masyado sa 2,950. Pwede po.
yes po, Your Honor, bibigyan ko po kayo ng copy.
At alam ko po kasi, Mr. Chair, if you can also present, Mr. Assessor,
Your
meron po
Honor.
kayong records of sales sa inyong opisina.
Mayroon po kaming nakuha sales doon 2019, sir, Your Honor. In the amount of 1,000 per square meter. 2019 pa po yun, Your Honor. Nakuha namin po sa register of deeds yung certified true copy.
Hindi po, yung records of sale po kasi, bukod sa opisina ninyo, meron din ang register of deeds. Doon po kasi mapagkukumpara natin kung para maging merong due diligence po yung ating pagtatawad, pag-negotiate. Makikita natin ang nagsibili doon sa lugar na yon. Kunyari, meron pong 5 nagbayaran dyan, nagbilihan ng may makukumpara natin na nandun pala sa average ang 2,950. Doon, yun po yung aming palagay. Kasi kung hindi naman kayo nagsuri, hindi kayo nagtitingin doon sa mga nangyaring pagbebentahan ng lupa sa lugar na yon na malapit sa panahon na yon, hindi natin masisiguro rito kung talagang yung 2,950 ay talagang valid. So kailangan natin po yung mula sa inyong opisina, yung records of sale. Palagay ko naman dahil assessor kayo, lahat po naman nagbebentahan ng lupa doon sa lugar na malapit doon sa ating pinag-uusapan, meron kayong record. Tama po?
Yes, Your Honor, meron
Kahit
po
na
kami.
po yung register of deeds, meron din po. Sana maibigay nyo sa amin para ngayon mapatunayan natin na yung pagbebentahan po irregular, na wala pong bahid kung ano man. Para hindi tayo nagdududa, walang pag-aalinlangan. Yun lang po naman ang purpose.
Yes,
So
po.
will you be in a position to provide us your records of sale so
Yes.
that this committee will be able to compare and contrast some data in relation to the purchases made on that in that area and at the time within the time of the purchase of the slot belonging to Yang. Yun po yung gusto namin.
Yes, sure po, Your Honor.
Kailan po ninyo may bibigay?
Sa next hearing po, Your Honor.
Dapat before the next hearing.